And here's an example of us lined up in empty formation right now from a couple of years ago. We're playing a very good team. It should be noted that the next 3 years, this particular team ended up winning a state championship. The following year, we actually ended up taking this group of young men to the state championship. But this is something that we picked up from watching film and film studies. So if you look at this, they're presenting their 50 team and presenting at the pre-snap, you have a 3-1 box. For the way we count it. And what's interesting is we saw on film, and you had to go through all the film. It's probably why it's very important to watch all the film. This gentleman right here is the pre-snap C-gap defender based upon alignment. That defensive end has a 4-eye, so the tackle would down block onto that defensive end. With motion here out of our running back, our slot, you're going to see this linebacker bump into the box, and this corner, who would be is going to come down and end up becoming the C-gap defender. And really, if you look at it, that's your outside linebacker defensive end in the 50. That's your outside linebacker defensive end in the 50. And then they have these two interior linebackers. So what's interesting is that it took us a while to practice this, and had to get our guys really used to the fact that when you come up, you're not necessarily looking for a defensive end. You're looking for the first person to present themselves coming off the edge. In this particular case, it is that number 16 who's presenting himself as a cornerback pre-snap. We'll go ahead and watch this in real time. All right, we have our motion happens. All right, nice kick out, nice wrap. Running back next, or quarterback in this particular case makes a nice job. A couple things I'd like to point out is what we like the speed of the sweeper here. We'd like the sweeper to turn his shoulders away from the line of scrimmage pre-snap. And again, you're going to see this. All right, we're getting down blocks. All right, center's down, left guard's down, tackle's down on that 4-eye. We're just trying to get a piece. All right, here comes the guard looking for it, and we practice this all week long. Where this corner is going to rotate off of fly motion and looking to get a piece. And then there comes the right tackle, gets a piece of the linebacker or right tackle there, ends up missing, and we get a piece. The running back does a nice job, and we do a fairly decent job here. It's actually the left guard who ends up maybe not doing the greatest job on that particular linebacker. Mostly if we examine that, because that guard right here, the left guard, is running to where he's at pre-snap. And what he needs to be aware of, and we talk about this all the time, is that this linebacker is going to bounce over based upon their reads, and you have to run to where he's going to be, not necessarily where he's at. And so you'll see that he runs to where he's at, has to readjust. And, linemen, God bless them, they're not always the greatest athletes or fleetest of foot. And he just, is able to get a piece, throw his hands. Really, the tackle does a nice job, knocks it down, and the running back does a nice job for a fantastic play for us.